everyone. We are going. To be. I will be talking to you for the next 20 minutes about how to integrate digital archives of scholarship, and also, with your regular scholarly digital commons materials to help you raise awareness of library historical collections. So, this is the Texas Medical Center Library's latest major milestones. We have celebrated 20 years. We've been Digital Commons customers in 2005. We reached 2 million downloads in January of 2024, and at current rate right now, we are at 2.7 million downloads. We are getting close to 3 million by the day. And right now and when I submitted this, we had around 35,000 items and right now we are at more than 37,000 items on our collection. And as of right now, we get around 100,000 downloads per month right now. As you can tell, this data set, I had submitted this in late April, and right now we have up every day. And so how do we actually get here? Hold on, here we go. And I need the poll. Okay, so here is, okay. There we go. Okay, can everybody hear me now? I'm sorry. Okay, so here is a question. Does your institution use a separate collection for your archive materials? Okay, 50-50. Okay. Hopefully, okay, we can switch over to the regular screen. Hopefully by the end of this presentation, this will surely blow your mind and help you change your mind. Okay, so we started doing this. I took my current position since April of 2022. So since the fall of 2022, right before 2 conferences ago, at that time, my library had a very staggering 7,800 items on our repository, with only 1.78 million downloads. And then I learned about batch upload, thanks to Todd. When he gave his last presentation, I remembered, we started using batch upload. And I also started inviting our McGovern Historical Center, that is our archive department. They're actually located off-site, a mile down the street from my library institution, even though we are one library. So I started getting materials from them to put it into our Digital Commons repository, even though they still have their archive website. It's still up and running, but this gives them another set of digital footprint so it can get them more extra exposure. And of course, at that time, they weren't exactly thrilled with it. So, I sneakily started depositing stuff. And here are some of their things. Some of their stuff is their digitized medical hospital postcards from the Texas area. And I started integrating, whenever they come to our library and doing exhibits, I started integrating their materials to put it into our DC exhibits. At the same time, the items are also in our regular repository as well. So when you go to our website, there is a specific collection underneath Texas Medical Center Library. There is a McGovern Historical Center's their link with all of their stuff in there. And I also rotate their collection on our featured page on our monthly spotlight on a regular basis to give them more exposure. And this is what we have right now. We have open access journals. So this is our all this stuff is our more non-archival stuff. So we have the open access journals, which managed by their individual editors. We also have dissertation theses submitted by various schools from our University of Texas at the Health Center of Houston. And we also have some publications of faculty, staff, and students. So these are some things that I started implementing since 2023. We started importing a lot of the stuff from PubMed Central ID, and we put it into our collection as long as I can find their names and they have publications and they're actually open and accessible. I put it into ours as well. And on the left, you can see these are some other things for the historical things. We have their galleries, some of their book galleries and their series, and of course, the DC exhibits. These are the physical things that actually they have put up in our library. And I will show you that, and the next part will blow your mind. Here are the numbers. In 2022, when I started doing this, they had 3,000, and we're going to look at the MHC one, which is the McGovern Historical Center. They had 3,979 downloads, and that is 1 year, from January to December 31st. The non-archival stuff is all the other stuff, 371,000. The total downloads, which you can see, they add up to 375,000. In 2023, they upped it a lot. I won't tell you the percentage. You can do the math on your head. They upped it to 36,247 downloads. And all the other stuff, now, not so much because everybody's paying attention to them, which is fine. So it slowed down to 213,000 by that year. In 2024, look what happened. They upped it to 107,769. And all the other stuff is 247,000, which is up a whole lot upper than 2023. Still not as much as during the pandemic. The total download is 354. And finally, look at what happened this year. And I just checked right before I started talking almost 13 minutes ago. As of right now, this year, MHC has 95,040 downloads so far since January. The non-archival stuff is 346,843, which brings you the total of 441,843 downloads. And that is just for this year so far, and it just keeps going. And this tells you all these numbers. It raises awareness of a library historical collection by us combining the two together. Our latest new initiatives, we started using blog posts and social media and newsletters, adding on more content to our DigitalCommons repository. And occasionally, I will also insert in some other awareness, such as if we have some health observances, like National Nurses Day. Oh yeah, this one, I have a story about this one. This is actually our Doctor of Nursing Practice projects. It took me more than a year and a half to persuade them to submit their final project as a poster to our DigitalCommons. A year later now, they have quite a substantial downloads. They have several thousand downloads now on our institutional repository. And we also started doing the inter-department collaboration from these are some of our various departments, from electronic resources and also our research in instruction, our McGovern Historical Center, and also with our IT department, which I'm actually a part of, focusing on all the other things that from the faculty, staff, and students submitting their work. So I was putting some subject terms to highlight these, to putting into blog posts to raise awareness as well. So, what I really want to, let me go back to the previous one. What I really want to emphasize is the fact that when we have a lot of when we combine the two collections together, we get a lot more web traffic. And I can tell you this, that when at first we started doing this, like I said, our archive department, they were not that thrilled. They were like, nobody really comes to look at that. We already have our own site, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, okay, that's fine. A year later, this is what I heard from my library director. She said, I just want to let you know that our head of our McGovern Historical Center has told me that whatever has happened, all her download has already springed up. Now she needs a separate dashboard just about DigitalCommons downloads for her stuff. She goes, what did you actually do anyway? And then I'm like, well, I'm just raising awareness. I've been putting on all the stuff that they have digitized. Every time they post a blog post or something, I go to their collection, I download all the metadata, then I talk to RCS to get a new collection started. I import everything in via batch upload, and then I just wait what happens. And when the time comes, I put it onto a monthly spotlight and see what happens. And she's like, and she's like, okay, I need to tell her that. And I'm like, yeah, sure. The funny thing is, because of this, they have been adding so much more grant projects now, digitizing their videos. When they have all these digital, now we actually have more streaming now, which I won't give you all the stats. We have gotten so much more stats for our streaming download, thanks to native downloads, the native streaming on DigitalCommons. People are looking at all these old archived videos, oral histories, and also some of the old Texas Medical Center history videos and stuff like that. My library has been around since 1915. And we have a lot of really old history that they have to spend a lot of time digitizing. And a lot of times, I don't come up with these subject terms. Whatever term they have, I put it up. And so sometimes I like to joke with people like, well, I don't create anything on DigitalCommons. I just happen to put whatever is out there so people can look at them, and then I get all the credit for all the downloads. So before I end this presentation, I'm pretty sure you guys are all. I'm sure you guys. I hope I give you some ideas about what to tell your department. Those of you who are spending several $1,000s on your archive collection for their Omeka or things like that, maybe that's time to make a switch so that can help your institution save some money. Oh yeah, by the way, we don't use Omeka either. We don't spend that money because we just use DigitalCommons. And there we go. Thank you, everyone.